Everybody, this is Wahak. Today I'm going to do a free Theta healing meditation downloading clearing. This morning I was in the Global Theta Healers group, and there was this really cool guy who created this amazing command, and he's allowing it to be shared. So you should go check him out. It's really cool. And as for anyone who doesn't know what this technique is, just Google Theta healing, 7-plane meditation, Vienna stable. It's a cool thing, but for this, you just need to be in a safe space where you won't be bothered any way, shape, or form, and close your eyes and just say yes after I finish the command, and then allow the healing to happen in your highest and best way. So just relax and close your eyes and preferably listen to the command. And after I'm finished, just say yes, give your permission if that's okay. And if no, just say no quietly. Creator of all that is ask with the deepest love, respect, and gratitude that the following programs and downloads be instilled into the person who's watching this video in the highest and best way, and all 4 beliefs levels into every cell and his or her being, including to any inner child aspects and all levels, emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, and soul levels that are anchored into his or her DNA using the macro unified consciousness. It is asked that any and all functioning contradictory programs to this download be pulled, cancelled, cleared, and dissolved, and all belief levels in the highest and best way. It is asked that any fallen entities, wayward strictures, demonic beings, archons, psychic hooks, cords, and attachments, and that any devices, implants, AI antenna, receivers, curses, black magic, hexes, mind controllers, spells, and any spells of any kind that are present or arise during this download be pulled, cancelled, cleared, and returned to the Creator to do with as you will. And the downloads that all contracts, vows, oaths, or promises of any kind are cancelled and transmuted violet flame. It is asked that this takes effect across all timelines, lifetimes, dimensions, realities, universe, multiverses, and experiences, including in between lives. It is asked that all emotions being held in place underlying these downloads, including energies of self-sabotage, any negative thought forms, stories attached to the underlying emotions, or any distortion in the field, including any trauma or free-floating trauma, underlying these downloads also be pulled, cancelled, cleared, and returned to the Creator of all that is. It is asked that this process is done as swiftly as possible, and that all residue energy is also cleared and returned to the 7 planes. So it is. Here are the downloads. I know what it feels like to live my daily life without feeling fear or vulnerability. I know what it feels like to live my daily life without feeling fear or being vulnerable. I know what it feels to live without being afraid of sharing my vulnerability. I know what it feels like. I know how to, and I do live in my life without having to hide my vulnerability, fear being vulnerable, and be afraid of expressing my vulnerability. I have the Creator's highest perspective vulnerability, and I know how and when that is possible to live life being vulnerable. I have the Creator's perspective of being vulnerable in every cell of my being. I know how, when, and it's possible to embrace vulnerability. I know what it feels in the core of my being to be vulnerable on all levels across all time, space, and dimension. I know my true power comes from being vulnerable. I know how, when that is possible to, and understand how to move forward in life being vulnerable. I believe wholeheartedly that vulnerability is my true power. I understand the definition of being vulnerable to the Creator of all there is. I know that the Creator's definition of what it feels to be vulnerable. I am vulnerable. I have vulnerability. I am happy and content in my vulnerability. I understand what it feels to be vulnerable and to trust the flow of my life. I know how and when and it's possible to have vulnerability. I know how and when it's possible to feel vulnerable just the way I am now and always. I understand how to move forward in life with vulnerability. I know how and when that it's possible to live in vulnerability and see things from a higher perspective. So if you want to receive this downloads in the highest and best way, any special thing here in the way that's appropriate for you, with ease and grace, just say yes and open your heart. Here we go. Clear. Yes, this always be downloaded to people who are ready and willing and open to receive them. Okay, that's it. Hope you liked it. Enjoy. You can watch the video many times and just pause for every single download. Do it slowly, one by one, and all together. Thanks for watching, and also clear yourself with the violet flame and the golden light right now.